got a lot of lessons left to learn, but I'm not even close. Through my inhibition, I've become quite sure that I love you the most. That this could be the easiest thing if I'd let it, but I'm too afraid of losing it all. 'Cause if I leave everything on the table, then you might break my heart. But I know a love like this doesn't come around every day, and I just can't bring myself to give up right now. Not this way, 'cause I love you and I wanna hold you when we're old and gray. Oh, but love like this don't come around, don't come around every day. Sure of myself or anyone else, but here I am with you. So I put my hesitations on the shelf, 'cause this is what I choose. This will be the easiest thing if I let it, and I can't be too afraid to fall. So I'm leaving everything on the table, and you can have my heart. Oh, I know a love like this doesn't come around every day, and I just can't bring myself to give up right now. Not this way, 'cause I love you and I wanna hold you when we're old and gray. Oh, but love like this don't come around, don't come around every day. Every day. Every day. Every day. So I'm leaving everything on the table, 'cause you can have my heart. Oh, I know a love like this doesn't come around every day, and I just can't bring myself to give up right now. Not this way, 'cause I love you and I wanna hold you when we're old and gray. Oh, love like this don't come around, don't come around. No, a love like this don't come around, don't come around every day. Every day. Oh, every day. Every day. I thought we could both use some change, a newer perspective to see how life looked in a different lane. But here in your arms I can't leave now, 'cause I don't wanna let go of this. Got lost somewhere along the way, chasing the grass that looked greener. Lost sight of my reason to stay, but one look from you draws me nearer. So I don't wanna let go. Love has a funny way of growing for those that don't mind slowing down. Time is as fleeting as the sunset, hiding in the evening clouds. So live with me here in this moment now. I've started to notice a change, and every morning I see you, lovely in all kinds of ways. I can't express what it means to me when I come home to this. Love has a funny way of growing for those that don't mind slowing down. Oh, time is as fleeting as the sunset, hiding in the evening clouds. So live with me here in this moment now. Oh, live with me here in this moment. Love has a funny way of growing for those that don't mind slowing down. Time is as fleeting as the sunset, hiding in the evening clouds. So live with me here in this moment now. Can we live right here in this moment now?
Don't care what they say. I've been working too hard lately. Feel like I'm going crazy. I need some time in the surface. And I say on and on, 'cause there you go again, my baby. Your eyes illuminate me. Just wanna be by your side. Take me away. Want to go somewhere special, far from this place. Don't let me down, down. Hard to think straight when you look like an angel, my sweet escape. Don't let me down, down. Going we can live today. Could be the ones that got away onto better days. Just wanna fall into your embrace. And I say on and on, 'cause there I go again, my baby. I can't let it go. It's all in my head, will you take control? Take me away, or take me somewhere special, far from this place. Don't let me down, down. Hard to think straight when you look like an angel, my sweet escape. Don't let me down, down. Going don't let me what you want, do it. Do what you want, do what you want, do it.
Well, good morning. Welcome to Crossroads. We are so glad that you are joining us today, whether it's here in the building or online. Hi, Mom and Dad. If you are able, we would love it if you would stand and sing with us. We can say all of the right things, preach a sermon all day long, and still get it wrong. Gotta have love. Oh, they're gonna know us by our love. We could build the tallest steeples, lift our voices to the sky, but they'll only get so high without love. Oh, they're gonna know us by our love. So come on, all my sisters and brothers, we can all give a little more help to each other. When it's all been said and done, they're gonna know us by our love. We can't get to where we're going, we decide to let them go. All our reasons to withhold, all our love. Whoa, never make it without love. So come on, all my sisters and brothers, we can all give a little more help to each other. When it's all been said and done, gonna know us by our love.
Welcome to Crossroads Church. Whether you're connecting online, in person, or on demand, thank you for making this time part of your week. If you're new to Crossroads, you may be asking yourself, what is this place all about? Well, it's pretty simple. Peace on earth. We are an open and affirming community of people committed to following the peacemaking path of Jesus. And this peacemaking path leads us to focus our work on rewriting what we call the 5 unacceptable truths. These unacceptable truths are 5 realities that hinder human flourishing and destroy peace on earth. Together, we work to replace spiritual emptiness with spiritual vitality, poverty with physical and financial flourishing, fear of the other with inclusion and affirmation, illiteracy with education and opportunity, and modern-day slavery with freedom. This is what we mean when we say, hope is here. Over the next hour, we'll experience the divine mystery together as we sing a few songs, listen for wisdom, and share in communion so that we might leave here inspired and equipped to follow the peacemaking path of Jesus in our everyday normal lives. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God.
Reach out now and take a hand. Help somebody while we can. Things will get better when we learn to love somebody, love somebody. Reach out now and take a hand. Help somebody while we can. Things will get better when we learn to love somebody, love somebody. Reach out now and take a hand. Help somebody while we can. Things will get better when we learn to love somebody, love somebody. Reach out now, take a hand. Help somebody while we can. Things will get better when we learn to love somebody, love somebody. So come on, all my sisters and brothers. We can all give a little more help to each other when it's all been said and done. We're gonna know it's by love. When it's all been said and done, we're gonna know it's by love.
You can go ahead and take a seat.
Good morning, good morning. My name is Wendy Howell, and I am the Director of Partners in Hope here at Crossroads, and I'm also a mom to two incredibly awesome adult kids in their 20s. Shout out to Judah in the sound booth. So I just have a couple of things for you this morning to get us started. As you came in today, you should have received a program. If not, just raise your hand, and one of our room hosts will be happy to bring one to you. If you are new here today, welcome. The program folder is designed specifically with information for you that will be helpful. Inside your program folder are a few things I want to point out. Everyone go ahead and take out that Connect card or click on it if you're in the app. The Connect card is for everyone to fill out every week. Yes, every week. If you are a regular attender, just put your name and email address and check that box, regular attender. If you are new here, please check that box, new here, and fill out as much information as you feel comfortable sharing. If this is your first time connecting this morning, we have a gift for you. It is a book called The God We Never Knew. It is especially helpful if you are deconstructing ways of thinking about God that were handed to you but no longer make sense. If you are new here on your way out of the auditorium, just grab a copy from one of the tables in the back, or better yet, come see me under the Fresh Perspective banner in the atrium following the service this morning. I would love to meet you and answer any questions that you might have. And just a quick reminder that we have started our annual Red Kettle bell ringing. Raise your hand if you volunteered sometime last year with the Red Kettle bell ringing. Awesome. If you had the opportunity, you might have seen last year Ryan volunteering. He probably played some Mariah Carey while he was dancing. I heard there's some video of Jim Adams doing his own bell ringing. So that's a really great opportunity. Every year we partner with the Salvation Army to ring the bell at our local Walmart just up the street. Remember that just 4 hours of bell ringing can keep a local family in their home for a month. You can find all the details about bell ringing in your Crossroads app, along with the directions on how to sign up. You can also stop by the table in the atrium where you can ask questions and get help to sign up. That's all I have for you this morning, so go ahead and grab your talk notes, and Ryan will be up in just a moment.
We all long for belonging. It's a basic human need, to be seen, accepted, and loved. But for too many, finding a faith community where they truly belong feels out of reach, especially in a world where fear and division create barriers instead of bridges. Christian nationalism promotes an exclusionary vision, one that uses faith to divide instead of unite. It draws lines between who's in and who's out, who's welcome and who isn't. But Jesus teaches us a different way, a way of peace where all are welcome to find rest for their souls. Crossroads Church is a unique light, a place where everyone can experience the radical love, hope, and peace found in Jesus. Here, we create space for all people, no exceptions, to feel loved, valued, and included. Inclusion isn't just a value we speak about. It's the foundation of everything we do. It is the divine way of building bridges, healing wounds, and creating true community. Peace is Worth It is an invitation for all of us to live generously and see our church flourish during these difficult moments. Your generous gift supports our mission to stand against exclusion and be a beacon of hope, healing, and belonging. Join others in being a unique light in our world, because peace for every person is worth it.
Good morning. Nice to see everybody. My name is Ryan. If you're a guest this morning, if you're tuning in for the first time, or if you're on the atrium, or if you're up in the living room with our proud peacemakers, I think I saw that crew coming down actually today, but welcome. Glad you're here this morning as we kind of launch into this Thanksgiving weekend, Thanksgiving week, and we're launching into our Peace is Worth It campaign. And if you will indulge me for just a moment, if you are brand new, if this is your first time, or if you're tuning in for the first time, I want to encourage you to pull out your phone and check your Twitter feed, check your Facebook feed. You could totally ignore me for the next few moments. But if you call Crossroads Church your church, and if you are grateful for this work, and if you are grateful for this facility, and for what's happening around us and what we're doing here, I hope that you will tune in for just a moment, and then I'll give you the message and you can tune out again, okay? How's that sound? Is that a deal? So Peace is Worth It is an annual giving campaign and ministry campaign we do here at Crossroads this time of year. And this year we are supersizing our Peace is Worth It, and we're encouraging everyone to think through over the next 2 years what you might be able to give extra. Here's what happened. I'm going to do this as fast as I can. I talked with our members about this, but we just want everybody to know where we are as a church in our ministry and in our finances. This past year in the spring, we had 3 things happen that really kind of put a big dent in our 3-year plan into financial sustainability. One of those was Colorado funding for kiddos in preschool. Our preschool was doing wonderful and was growing, and then Colorado ran out of money, and one of our values is one of the 5 unacceptable truths that we work against is poverty and is illiteracy. And so we have no policies around how many kiddos we bring in that are on assistance. Well, that pool of folks that are able to get assistance dropped dramatically. And so we lost some revenue that was used for ministry there. And that was, I'm giving you round numbers. You can read all about it in here, but that was about $50,000. We had a family that is a wonderful friend of Crossroads, and they were giving a very generous gift every year for many years, and circumstances have changed, and they're no longer giving that gift, and that was about $100,000 a year. So are you keeping track? We're at 150 now, okay? Stay with me. And then we had some water shares that were part of our that were going to be part of our cash flow to sustain us over the next couple of years. And the policies around storage fees within the water bank changed as we were selling them, and that resulted in receiving about $150,000 less than what we anticipated getting for those. Okay, so if you kept track, what are we at now? 300,000. You guys are good. Very, very good. Y'all are good at math. And so that has put us in a circumstance where we're going, okay, what do we do? And as we sat down into the budget, Jimmy, our executive pastor, and I, we looked at the reality that if our giving kind of stayed the same, and we worked out we were going to be at about a $300,000 deficit this year, of which we don't have $300,000 of cash in the bank to cover that. So we believe in what we're doing, and we believe this is the place to do that. And so we're coming to our congregation and really encouraging those of you that have participated in Peace is Worth It to consider giving a gift this year. And perhaps, how many of you have ever gone to Vegas before? Or what's the place here? What's it called? Black Hawk. I've never been. How many of you have ever played a slot machine? Be honest, just be honest. And you can do the 2 times multiplier, the 3 times multiplier on that. I'm gonna need you to put a 2 times multiplier on your pieces worth of gift this year. But here's the deal. So we found ourselves really at about a $300,000 deficit, meaning that our Pieces Worth It campaign this year, we needed to raise $380,000. And we've been able to, so far, through outside sources, people that we've called, our leadership, we've been able to raise about $120,000 of that in pledges and gifts. Just so you know, I'm very transparent about our giving. Wendy and I said we will give the 10% of that deficit. So our goal this year is to give an additional $30,000. I have no idea how I'm going to do that. But I've got $6,000 saved up so far since I made the pledge. So things are going well for that one. But I say that to say that's the only way I know to help our community raise money, is to say we believe desperately in the work that we're doing here and are giving ourselves to this. And we've made that commitment to give that 10% of the deficit each year for the next 2 years. And so we're asking everyone to join our leadership. We've had some other things that have happened. We have a partner that's coming in and is renting one of our buildings over this next 6 months, and that could potentially turn into a much longer term, which will bring in revenue to help cover that deficit. Our preschool has picked up a little bit, and so we're anticipating some revenue that we weren't when we first found the deficit out, so a lot of good things happening. We're excited that AT&T wants to put a cell phone tower on our campus, and I'm excited because I have AT&T. And right now, I cannot receive phone calls in this building, so I'm super excited about that one. So all that to say, we anticipate our goal for Pieces Worth It to be somewhere around $212,000 in giving from our congregation, which is a little over double what we gave last year. And so I'm asking, just quite humbly, for you all that love this church, that appreciate the work, to give for this next year, and to think about it as a 2-year plan for us as we discern and as we grow to sustainability and we look for these other sources of revenue to continue to do our ministry here. We believe we're in a strategic location. We believe with the doors that are going to be built on our campus for the affordable housing that we're in partnership with, that this is a wonderful space to be. And so here's what we're saying. The goal is $212,000 from our congregation that is still needed. And we'll be updating everyone on that. And as things come in, as other sources of revenue come in, we'll let you know that. And if we hit our goal early, we'll tell you to stop giving. Could you imagine a church actually telling you to stop giving? But that's what we're going to do. And you can continue to give. No sense in not being ahead of the game, right? I mean, if you make that pledge and you want to keep giving, it's just going to help over the next couple of years as we look to what we want to do, and we're responsible, all the good stuff. But that'll all be in the app. We'll keep track of our Pieces Worth It in the app. Now, some of you are sitting there going, Ryan, I have an Android and I haven't been able to download the app. What's going on? Well, we are actively working with the people who provide the app. Android put an update out. The app that they program for us is not compatible, and so we are actively with their help desk working to get that completed. So thank you for your patience on that. We will continue to talk about the app. It really is the way in which we communicate with those of you that say, hey, this is my church, all right? So if you have a question about the Pieces Worth It initiative, please just ask me. I'll be around after the service here. Would love to answer any questions. If you want to write a check for $212,000 and relieve the burden of everybody else in the room, don't. We all need to participate. So just give, say, 200, and then the other 12, everybody else can figure out, okay? But we want everybody to have a little skin in the game here. In case you are new to Crossroads or you've been around for 6 months and you haven't given at all because you're just checking out, Pieces Worth It is a great opportunity to start your giving journey. And so I think if those of us that gave to Pieces Worth It last year will consider how we might be able to give a little bit more. And for those of us that maybe are new and are finding our way into this community, if you would just begin to give at some level, $10 a week, $20 a week. That would be wonderful. And we're very hopeful as Jimmy and I sat at the whiteboard this week and we started looking at the different income streams that are happening. We're very hopeful and grateful and feel very excited about the future and that we're going to get there. Some of you after our membership meeting, you came up and were just so wonderful and gracious and excited to participate in this initiative. So thank you very much. I know that I definitely, when I talk about giving, I'm just trying to be just kind of down to earth about it. There's no soft music playing in the background or anything like that. You need to go home. You need to read this. You need to think, do I love my church? Am I grateful for my church? What can you give with joy, responsibly, right? That's the ask. And it's wonderful. I've had people come up to me and say, you know what, I don't have much, but I'm going to give up my coffee and I'm going to give $5 a week. And I think that's one of the most beautiful things that anybody could ever do, right, is just be intentional. So if you have any questions, come see me, see one of our council members, and we can answer any of those things you might have. Our church is not closing, okay? Can I be very clear about that? Our church is not closing, okay? We have no debt. Our church has no debt. So we have a wonderful asset here in this facility. And the truth is, if we give and these revenue streams come in, then we're going to continue to see great work done from here. If we find ourselves in a situation where that doesn't work, we have this asset, and maybe one day we move to a different location and we continue this great work, and we do it in a different space with an endowment that pays for this wonderful way of doing church. Does that make sense? Nobody go home and lose sleep, okay? Be excited. All right? So thank you very much for considering that. Now, if you're a guest, tune back in. Come on back. If you're a regular attender, tune out now. You're free to just kind of let it go. My name is Ryan, and I'm the lead pastor here at Crossroads Church. It is great to see everyone. If you are a guest this morning, my cell phone number is on that little sheet of paper that says welcome friends. If you would send me a text message, I'd love to sit down with you and have coffee, answer any questions you might have about this amazing place and the amazing people we call Crossroads Church. Tell you a little bit about my story, how we ended up here in Crossroads from New England about 5 years ago, and I'd love to hear your story as well. So send me a text message. We'll have coffee, we'll have whiskey, whatever you want. I won't have beer. I think beer is disgusting, but whatever. To each their own, all right? Hey, it's Thanksgiving week. What do you think we're going to talk about today? Hell. We're actually going to talk about hell. Nobody saw that one coming. No, we're not gonna talk about hell. But I think it'd be great to do that on Thanksgiving week. What are we thankful for? We're thankful that hell is not a real place. It's a metaphor. But at any rate, that's not what we're going to talk about today. You're right. We're going to talk about gratitude. How many of you have ever had that sinking feeling in your gut and you realized you forgot to say thank you? And you're like, oh, they think I'm a jerk, right? And for whatever reason, it's just you forgot. Who knows why, but that feeling is awful. Like if you're a decent human being, and I'm not saying everyone in here is, we're all on a journey, I think you're making progress, the fact that you're here, right? But that is like one of the worst feelings when like, I should have said thank you, what? And the reality is sometimes we miss out on gratitude because we're just too busy. Right? We're too busy. We're going a million miles and someone does something or someone says something and we get so busy, we just walk away and forget. And then all of a sudden we take a breath or we're going away and all of a sudden it's like, oh man, I totally forgot to say thank you. And then you're embarrassed, right? I'm picking up the phone and calling back. It's like, well, they'll just hopefully forget. Hopefully they're busy too. Sometimes we miss out on gratitude because we're overwhelmed. Y'all ever been overwhelmed with life? Oh, I hate most of you in here right now, not raising your hand up. Life is just good. Man, y'all need to try harder. Try harder if life is that good, okay? Sometimes we get overwhelmed and we just forget. And we miss out on gratitude because we're so frantic. It's different than being busy, right? We can have a busy moment, but sometimes we get so overwhelmed and people are reaching out to us and people are doing wonderful things that in our overwhelmedness, we just don't. We don't say thank you. We don't express, and we miss out on gratitude. Now, you might be sitting there going, Ryan, why do you say miss out on gratitude? I mean, isn't it just forgetting to say thank you? Isn't it just forgetting to acknowledge someone? Isn't it just kind of not being courteous? Well, I use the phrase miss out on gratitude very intentionally because I believe that gratitude is a common grace and not simply a common courtesy. So I think we mistake gratitude for common courtesy. Well, we're supposed to say thank you to people that help us. We're supposed to say thank you to people that do nice things. And if we don't, it's rude and we could hurt their feelings, and we don't want to do that. But I actually think that gratitude is something far more powerful. That gratitude we'll call a common grace, in that it is a power that transforms us, that is available to everyone, regardless of whether you are a person of any kind of faith, whether you're agnostic, or whether you might consider yourself an atheist, or whether you consider yourself a Christian agnostic or a Christian atheist, or maybe you're not sure what any of that means. You're just like, my mom made me come today, so I'm sitting here. How long are you going to talk? When are the Jesus snacks coming? Like, these are the things that you might be thinking about. But gratitude is a transformative power that is available to everyone. It is a common grace. It's like generosity, right? There is no specific Christian way to be generous. There is no specific Muslim way to be. Like, generosity is generosity. Gratitude is gratitude. And we can see stories in Scripture that kind of highlight the power and reveal to us the power of gratitude. And I want to look at one of those stories this morning for just a moment in the Gospel of Luke. Now, if you're kind of returning to looking at the Bible, maybe you were in a space where the Bible was used as an instrument to control or possess, to set rules in your life, to say, hey, here's the standard, follow the standard, live by the Bible. I want you to know you are hearing from someone who understands that, and I do not believe that is a healthy thing to do with our scriptures. I believe that our scriptures offer us a beautiful picture of the struggle to live a life that we might feel is good or pleasing or honorable to the divine. It's the story of our spiritual, if you're part of the Christian tradition, our spiritual ancestors who are wrestling with and making sense of the world around them. And so we talk about the Bible here as a book of wisdom, as a place where we can go to see our failures, to see ourselves in it, to find hope, to look to say, oh, here's an aspirational way of being. Here's kind of the honest truth of how we oftentimes misappropriate the word God. It is a consistent reality. So if that's you and you're here kind of re-engaging with the Bible for the first time, I hope that you'll find this to be a safe space, a healing space where maybe the use of the Bible in your life could be redeemed at some level by not seeing it as a rule book, but by seeing it as a book of wisdom, as a space to explore and wander around in. So I want to explore a story today, Luke chapter 17, verses 11 through 19. And if you're kind of been around church for a while, you might have heard this story. The story starts out, says, on the way to Jerusalem, Jesus was going through the region between Samaria and Galilee. Now, if you're a Bible scholar, which I know most of you are, you immediately pick up that you have these two regions of Samaria and Galilee. And Jesus is going to Jerusalem. This is a route that most people would have avoided at that time if they were Jewish. There was a lot of racial tension between the Jewish community and the Samaritan community. The Jewish community saw the Samaritans as kind of half-breeds, and they worshiped wrong, and there was all kinds of tension. They did not like each other. But Jesus, according to the story that Luke gives us, is traveling very intentionally through this region. He lived in Galilee, grew up there according to the Gospels. And so he's traveling south, traveling down into Jerusalem. And as he's going, he enters into a village, presumably a Samaritan village, but we don't know that. It's just a village along the way. It says that 10 men with a skin disease approached him. And they kept their distance, right? And they called out saying, Jesus, Master, have mercy on us. Now, these 10 folks suffered from a skin disease that culture would have forced them to stay outside the limits of their town, to stay certain distance away from people. It was a medical procedure, right? Like it was a practice to make sure that it wouldn't spread. And so they stayed away, but they had heard about Jesus. They had heard something about this person. He's coming through town. They have some sense that he's a miracle worker. They have some sense that maybe he's a magician, if I can use that word. That would have been a common word that might have been used for healers that went from town to town. And in the midst of their kind of hopelessness, they hear this. And so they're shouting out to Jesus from the distance. And I think that these 10 people in their bodies, in their physical bodies, they show us and they reveal something that fear and rejection and hopelessness can actually be embodied in us and can keep us away from hope. right? We might experience fear, we might experience rejection, we might experience hopelessness in social ways, like psychologically. We may experience it in our value system. But these 10 people embodied it. Their bodies themselves, that they couldn't shake it, right? They walked around in this body, and the body itself kept them at a distance from hope. And the truth is, we live in a world where bodies are still kept at a distance from hope because they don't fit some standard of the dominant group. And it's important that we reflect on that. And we recognize that you can remove the skin disease and you can replace it with some other label of differentiation. And we can say this is a common experience. That there might even be people who are longing for hope and healing and community from a faith community, but they feel they must stay at a distance because of their embodied realities, perhaps their race or their gender identity, perhaps their economic status, perhaps their immigration status, perhaps just not their religious status, just not really knowing or understanding anything about faith, and so feeling like they don't belong. And so we have to hold that in our heads, that these 10 people embodied that. They were far away from hope. And they saw hope at a distance, and they began to shout. And so Jesus, when he sees them, the text says, he saw them and he said to them, "Go and show yourself to the priests." It's a very strange thing to say. He doesn't say you're healed. He doesn't say get away. He doesn't say, whoa, 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 let's glove up here. He just says, go and show yourselves to the priests. Now, this would make us imagine that these are potentially Jewish. It could be a mixed group of Jews and Samaritans. They both had priests. We don't really know. But he says, go and show yourselves to the priests. And what do? It's pretty amazing. They go. Right? They're like, okay, now you would show yourself to the priest to have the priest examine you to see whether or not you were clean or unclean. That's why Jesus sends them to the priest. The priests were responsible for a lot of things in the antiquity, and one was maintaining the purity and safety of the community. And so they would look and see, okay, the sores or the skin disease seems to be receding, or it's at a point where you can now re-enter the community, or no, you have to stay. So Jesus says, hey, go show yourselves to the priests. And so what do? That's it. They turn around and they go. And as they went, it says they were made clean. They're made clean. Amazing, right? They're going to the priests, and all of a sudden they look down and they're healed. Like they're made clean. Either the sores recede enough or they're gone completely. We don't know, but they can tell they're clean. And it says that one of them, when he saw that he was healed, he turned back, praising God with a loud voice. He turned back and started headed back towards Jesus. 1 out of the 10 did. 10% of the group. Now, here's what I wonder. How far did they walk before they realized that they were healed? Do y'all ever think about stuff like that, or is it just I'm the weird one? It couldn't have been 10 feet, right? I mean, if it was 10 feet, they'd have all turned around. Right? I mean, how hard would that have been? Jesus, have mercy on me. Go show. Don't come any closer. Just go show yourselves to the priest. That'll get rid of them. Go show yourselves to the priest. Okay. Oh, wow. Hey, thank you. Right? That's pretty easy. But if you had what he was given to someone else was given by that same God. So it's a struggle for me sometimes to pray and thank God for the good things in my life. But I love that Jesus says to him, when he says, he's thanking him and he's praising God, he just says, okay, get up and go on your way. Just get up and go. But then he makes this really weird statement. He says, your faith has made you well. Isn't that weird? Like the other 9, I mean, unless Jesus was like, unless Jesus was like, you get to keep the healing, the other 9 are in for a real big surprise, which feels inconsistent with the Jesus of the story. But he says, your faith has made you well. What is he saying there? Well, I really think what Jesus is saying is that the faith that he had, and for us, if we can interpret it, is to say that faith in gratitude, a belief that gratitude is powerful and worth pausing for and can transform us and can keep us close to the divine, that faith like that says, I will express gratitude, I will return to express that gratitude no matter how long that journey is, that faith in gratitude can bring healing and connection in our hearts and our lives with the divine. And this person wasn't simply healed, but they were made well. That there's something about our identity and our humanity that is made well, that is healed beyond our physical ailments when we learn the power of gratitude. And so to express thankfulness is an act of faith. And it's an act of faith in that we believe that gratitude has real power to work in our lives, not only as individuals, but as a collective, as a group. That we can, as a group, express gratitude and it can transform us. That we as individuals can express gratitude and it can transform us. It is a spiritual reality. And so in your everyday normal life, as you seek to go out here and be a peacemaker and to live in gratitude, how do you do this? Well, I want you to remember a couple things. All right? So remember this. This is what I've learned as I've gone through my whole process of healthy spirituality, like of moving from unhealthy spirituality to healthy spirituality, that the power of your gratitude is the subject and not the object. How many of you that makes no sense to? Raise your hand when I said hi. Okay, good. I meant that, because hopefully you'll lean in when it doesn't make any sense. Okay, so the power of gratitude is not the object of the gratitude. That when you're expressing gratitude, the transformative power is not in the object. So it's not that you said, I'm going to get on my knees, I'm going to say, God, thank you so much. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God. And the object is then God of the gratitude. That's not where the power is. I just don't believe that. I don't believe the story. That's not. This man had no concept that Jesus was God. That theology developed far later on. Jesus was a healer. He was a Jew who could heal him. It was quite honestly, it was probably a pretty selfish act. Like, I just want to be healed, and this guy might be able to do it. And he's probably tried lots of other ways. So the object is not where the power comes from. It's the subject. And the subject is you. Okay, so you are the subject, right? In this, you're giving the gratitude. And that's where the power lies. So you might not know where to express your gratitude, but it is that there is a subject, me being the subject, expressing the gratitude that then forms the power. It was the subject, the Samaritan, who came back because he said, what? Your faith made you well. Your faith made you well. It was him as the subject that brought this other wellness into his life. So if you're sitting there today and you're not sure who to express gratitude to, remember, you can be grateful without an object of your gratitude. And that's what I've learned. I can be grateful for the things in my life that I categorize as good, and I can be grateful for them without knowing for sure that they quote unquote pass through the hand of God. Now that's, I know, a weird thing, but for me, I have to do that because I can't hold that the bad things in life pass through the hand of God. I don't believe that. I don't believe that evil in our world is a product of some divine plan. I don't believe that. I don't see that as love. I mean, how many of you would, it's like saying, well, there's this God who loves us and will give us all these good things, but sometimes this God's got to torment you, and sometimes this God has to put you through the ringer, and sometimes this God really is going to just make you suffer, but you'll be a better person for it. I would hope that no one would ever stay in a relationship with a human who functioned that way. So why would we stay in a relationship with a God that functions that way? And I would submit that God doesn't exist. That God is an image of who we are as people. So I don't have to say, oh, God, I'm so grateful for the new car. I can just say, man, I'm really grateful for this new car and that I can get around and not worry about it breaking down like my old hoopty. And I can live in the mystery of, I don't know where that gratitude went out to, but I believe that that it is an experience of the divine and that it transforms me and it makes me aware of what's happening in my life and in the world, and it makes me well. That faith can make me well. And so in your life, be grateful. Even if you're not sure where to put that gratitude on, that's not where the power is. The power is being the subject, not the object. And then I want to encourage you to create your own personal gratitude operating system, right? Like systematize it. We only do things that we systematize, right? If we say we're going to do something, we don't set a plan for it, it will never last. So you got to plan for it. So what does that look like? You got to prepare to be a person who's full of gratitude, right? So schedule time each week to write thank you notes. Our staff, we get together. We have our staff meeting on Monday. The first thing we do is we celebrate. We celebrate the week. We celebrate you all. A lot of your names go up on the board in the right column. We have wrong, missing, and confusing, and sometimes your names go in there too, but a lot of times we just sit there and we're so grateful because we say, oh, this person demonstrated our core value of generosity, and this person demonstrated our core value of wisdom, and this person and this ministry demonstrated this. And then what we do is we sit down and we write thank you notes. It takes us about 10 minutes. But if I don't systematize those things, if we don't do that, then we'll never do it. And so I want to encourage you in your everyday normal life. Pick one time every day. Pick one lunch break. Pick something in your life that you do every day that gives you a little bit of space, and figure out whatever the method is that you're going to give gratitude, do it. And set a goal. Set a goal for an intentional number of how many are you going to do per week? How many expressions of gratitude are you going to give per week or per month? It's a phone call or a text or whatever it might be. And right now, here's what we're going to do. This isn't really your everyday normal life. This is your everyday Sunday normal life. But here's the deal. Everybody's got to pull out that pen that we gave you as you came in, and your piece of paper. If you need it, you can think of it too, but I'm going to give you 30 seconds, and I want you to write down right now or think of one thing that you're grateful for. One thing that you have gratitude for. What I really want to do is old school, like bring the mic around to people that want to express it. Like, I don't know if y'all remember that, but you all scare me. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you 30 seconds. I want you to just write it down or think about it, and then I'm going to give you part 2 of the assignment, okay? So 30 seconds, go. What are you grateful for? What are you grateful for? Everybody's like, I did not sign up to come to a seminar on gratitude today. What is going on? Okay, now, this is going to scare some of you. You got to stand up. Everybody stand up. Everybody stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Now, if you are willing, if you're super not willing, that's okay. You can stay where you are. But if you are willing, I'd like for you to take 1 minute and go find someone you don't know, tell them your name, and tell them what you're grateful for. And then quickly go back to your seat so we can sing and have communion, okay? So if you don't want to find somebody you don't know, just turn to the person next to you or stay where you are, and some extrovert that's super annoying to you as an introvert will come up to you. And they'll give you more than their name. They'll give you their whole story, how they found Crossroads, why it's so amazing, why you should give to the Pieces Worthy campaign. They'll do all that stuff, okay? So here's what we're going to do. You got 1 minute. So walk as far as you can. Take that journey. Remember, sometimes the journey's hard. So take that journey. Go tell somebody what you're grateful for in your name, and then come back to your seat and sit down after you've done it. That'll tell me I'll know when we're done. Tim, do we have some like walking music? I don't know if we have any, to fill the space. All right, when you're back to your seat, have a seat. After you've told someone what you're grateful for. All right. I love it. So set up your system, think about it, and then I want to encourage you to be creative. Be creative in the way you thank people. Be creative in the way you show gratitude. Not everybody receives gratitude the same way. Some people don't want to be thanked publicly, don't want to be recognized publicly, don't want to be recognized privately. Some people experience gratitude through a gift. Some people experience gratitude through words. Some people experience it through a hug, not me. Some people experience it through all kinds of ways, right? So be creative. Be creative. And here's the beauty of it. Because this is a common grace that transforms us, right? Science actually proves it. Isn't that great? Like, science actually tells us that gratitude rewires our brains. It rewires our brains for happiness and contentment. Your faith has made you well. Your faith in gratitude has made you well. When you have the faith to express your gratitude, even in the midst of anxiety and worry and doubt, it rewires your brain to experience happiness and contentment. Research suggests that with regular practice, with regular faith in gratitude, you can train the prefrontal cortex, where all those good, healthy dopamine hits happen. You can retrain that to better appreciate and retain positive experiences in your life and positive thoughts. And it also trains your brain to deflect the negative experiences. Could you imagine, again, let's just assume that this person had the skin disease for 5 years. I have no idea. Let's say 5 years. Imagine the rejection, the hurt, the pain, the loneliness that they experienced for 5 years of their life. How in the world do you overcome that in a healing moment? So you can be healed physically and not be well emotionally. But there's something about gratitude that rewires us. And then the Spirit of God says, go on your way. Your faith has made you well. So as we have communion together and we sing this beautiful song, I'll give thanks, what is it that God's inviting you into today? Simple, maybe the Spirit of God is inviting you to stop at your favorite stationery store on your way home and buy a little box of thank you notes and send 1 note a week for the rest of 2024. It's like 6 notes. I have faith in you. Maybe it's just to write a piece of paper. You go, I don't have the money to buy thank you notes. I get that. You want to give that to Pieces Worth It. I totally get it. Only Ryan can be in a serious moment and turn it into a joke. Okay, but here's the thing. Be intentional. Find that way. I want to encourage everybody in here to pause this week and say, who do I need to return to offer gratitude? Is there someone that has done something in your life that impacted you in such a way that maybe you didn't even know the impact that it would have, and 10 years later, 4 hours later, 8 hours, it's like, oh wow, that was so impactful. And I need to return. And they might not even remember it. You might be making a phone call or sending an email. You might have to do some research to find out how to contact this person. They might not even remember you. But you can say, this one time you said, for those of you that have been around Crossroads for a long time, longer than me, I bet you could think of a sermon that John Smith gave. And he wouldn't even remember it. Because in his mind, they're all amazing. So one's not going to stand out over the other. And John's here today, and you could just travel over to him. Don't make me look like an idiot by doing this right now, okay? If nobody goes up to John today, you just go up to him and say, hey, one time you preached this message and you said this and it touched my heart and it changed my... That's a return, and he might not have any idea. But your faith will make you well. Your faith will make you well. It'll do something to you. Maybe there's somebody at work, somebody from your past. And then I want to encourage all of us, in all seriousness, to particularly this year, take really seriously this Pieces Worth It initiative. Will you go home? Will you read that through? Will you talk about it? And will you make a pledge? Will you give this year as an expression of gratitude for this church? Will you give as an expression of gratitude to the staff that worked so hard completely overworked and understaffed to create experiences, to create the space for the volunteers that come and do that? Will you give in gratitude for those that came before you who helped build this place and buy this land? Will you just do that? Now we got the slow music going. It can feel manipulative. I'm not trying to be, I promise. But will you just do that? Will you take it seriously as a family and fill out that pledge card, and the pledge card's on the back of the Connect card, or you might have gotten one in the mail. So we're going to sing this song, and the lyric of this song is beautiful. It says, I'll give thanks to God when I don't have enough, because he's more than enough. Problematic with the gendered pronoun. God is neither male nor female. So I like to say the word love. I give thanks to God when I don't have enough, because love is more than enough. And I'm grateful for that love that I've experienced in you all, and I'm grateful for the people that are experiencing it through you as well. And so this morning, the body of Christ broken for you, the blood of Christ shed for you, everyone is welcome here. I would encourage you to, as you come to this table and as you take it, you think and consider what you can be grateful for, and that you imagine hearing Jesus whisper to you in your humble gratitude, get up, go now, your faith has made you well. The body of Christ broken for you, the blood of Christ shed for you. If you'll stand with me and sing these songs and participate with a heart of gratitude.
In the morning you sing over me, and I receive your mercy. Your faithfulness is clear to see. It's constant every day. In the morning you sing over me, and I receive your mercy. Your faithfulness is clear to see. Yes, it is. It's constant every day. Oh, every breath I breathe, an invitation to believe you are creating something good. Oh, though this season doesn't tell my story, I know you'll move mountains for me. You're just that good, so I'll give thanks to God when I don't have enough, because he's more than enough, and he knows what I need, so I'll give thanks to God when I don't have enough, because he's more than enough, and he knows what I need. In the silence I choose to believe you're working in the waiting. Though the future isn't clear to me, I trust you anyway. Oh, every breath I breathe, an invitation to believe you are creating place to prayer for the mission of your kingdom everywhere. To be doers of the word, to be a people of good works that you've prepared. The fruits of faith are pure and unstained, to serve orphans and widows in their pain, to keep ourselves from pride and in trial and temptation to remain. Let your kingdom come, let your will be done. Let us be your hands and feet, Lord, let us serve as one. Let us be the church, let us take courage. May the world see Christ in his people. Let us bring your hope by the power of his Spirit, for the love of Jesus Christ. Let us be the church. Let us be the church. Teach us how to love and how to live. Teach us to show up when no one will. As children of your mercy, may the love of Christ in us be evident. Oh, may the love of Christ be evident. Let us be the church. Let us take courage. May the world see Christ in his people. Let us bring your hope by the power of his Spirit, for the love of Jesus Christ. Let us be the church. Let us be the church. Set us apart to be your servants in the world. Set us apart, oh Lord. Set us apart to be your servants in the world. Set us apart, oh Lord. For we can see you in the faces that we serve. Oh, we can see you, Lord. Help us see you, Lord. Let us be the church. Let us take courage. May the world see Christ in his people. Let us bring your peace by the power of his Spirit, for the love of Jesus Christ. Oh, let us be the church. Let us take courage. May the world see Christ in his people. Let us bring your hope by the power of his Spirit, for the love of Jesus Christ. Until the work is finished and all will be made right. Let us be the church. Let us be the church.
It's a good song. It's a good word. Okay, go ahead and have a seat. We're going to get you out of here in just a minute, but this is a really great time to be the church. It's a really easy time to be the church. In just a moment, we're going to have our room hosts come forward, and they're going to receive those Connect cards and your financial gifts today, your donations. Thank you very much. Inside your program is a little fridge card. This is particularly important for those of you that have Android devices. So on this card are all these ways that we're going to be the church during this Advent season. And so I want to encourage you to participate as much as you can because it is a transformative season. First thing is Advent actually begins next Sunday. Every year we do an Advent journey where we read together through an Advent resource, a daily reading. That will be posted in the app, but we also have hard copies of that book available. And so if you'd prefer a hard copy, they're available out in the atrium. You can pick that up during the after party, and a donation of $5 if you have it. If you don't, take a copy and the person behind you will give $10. And then if they don't have it, the person behind them will give $15. And so you need to be paying attention if you're in line how much your book is actually going to cost, all right? So that is how we care for one another. But we want everybody to have a copy of that resource. And here's the deal, if the app is not working by the time we start the Advent journey, we'll post them some other way. We'll let everybody know, whether it's on the website or how do we want to, like Kia's calling for the microphone. Yes.
So, like, the app is something that I oversee, and I'm aware that the Android version of the app is down. And so if you have a fancier Android version than our app can support, I apologize. We have been actively working to get that fixed. So we have been actively working with our app developer people. And so it is something that we're aware of. And gosh, I'm so sorry. And I know it's such a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
So we are aware of it, and we are going to work. We're continuing to work.
And we'll get it posted digitally somehow out to everybody in case it's not up and running. So
write it in on your Connect card, Advent Journey, and we'll make sure to get a group, and we'll send out an email and just let you know, hey, this is where this is all going to be, if it is the app, if it's fixed or not. But do write that in on the Advent Journey, and I'll be sending you some resources along the way just to kind of support everyone so that you know how to use it, if you can use the app or whatever.
Perfect. And if you're part of the faithful remnant that has an iPhone, you're good as usual. So it's right there in the app. You can get it all right there. Our Advent journey this year is called The Mess in the Messiah. And our teaching series is called Messes and Mangers. Of messes and mangers. And so we're talking about the messiness of the holiday season. So it's going to be great. And that starts next week. Christmas candlelight services are coming. Great opportunity to volunteer. We have 4 services this year, 2 on Christmas Eve, 1 the day before Christmas Eve, and then we have a very special Blue Christmas experience on December 22nd, which is for those of us in this space who are, experiencing maybe acute grief this holiday season. And we're going to come in, and there will be a candlelight service, but it's really tailored around honoring our grief and our doubts and our disappointments. You're welcome to come to both, but that's going to be on the 22nd as well. So you'll see that Blue Christmas also. And volunteering during the Christmas season, there's lots of opportunities for greeters and room hosts and all that good stuff. So if you're willing to volunteer, just write that on your Connect card, Christmas Serve, and we'll be in touch to find out where, and you'll see things on the back of your Connect card coming up as well. Bell ringing starts this week, so sign up for a shift. See if you can maybe do 1 shift a week or a shift every other week, and see the faces that come and know that we're serving really the divine. And so participate in that. And then on December 15th, mark your calendars, be here for Hometown Christmas. December 15th is our Hometown Christmas service. Our kids are going to be with us. We have a very special, it's all going to be tables. We have a very special thing that everybody's going to participate. It's not a service for kids and families, okay? But our kids are going to be singing. Aisha's going to be sharing a Christmas devotion that day. And we've got something really cool planned for intergenerations. And so you're not going to want to miss that. And there's going to be international hometown treats in the atrium for the after party that day. So December 15th, Santa's going to be here. Santa! I know, right? Is going to be here for pictures, all right? So be here on December 15th. I want to invite the room hosts forward to receive those Connect cards and your gifts, your donations. Thank you so much. I'll be back with our blessing in just a moment.
Reach out now and take a hand. Help somebody while we can. Things will get better when we learn to love somebody, love somebody. Reach out now and take a hand. Help somebody while we can. Things will get better when we learn to love somebody, love somebody. Reach out now and take a hand. Help somebody while we can. Things will get better when we learn to love somebody. gonna know what's my love. When it's all been said and done, I'm gonna know what's my love.
All right. After party begins now. If you want to raise your hands to receive our blessing this morning, thank you so much for being here today. Thank you to our volunteers in the sound booth and up in the tech booth and with our kids and who greeted us and people who stuffed the programs. Thank you for making today possible. Thank you for those that give every week so that we can all be here and do this. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So may you be blessed with the courage to return and show gratitude, recognizing that gratitude is not simply a common courtesy, but a reflection of God's common grace in all of our lives. And may our faith find its expression in thankfulness, bringing us closer to the living Spirit of God. And as you embrace the power of gratitude, may it heal your heart, deepen your connections, and fill your life with joy and hope. Amen. Have a happy Thanksgiving, everyone.